Hello everybody, my name is Charlie and I'll be doing periodic movie and TV show reviews. Today I'm going to do a review of Point Break. Here it is. Um, and for those of you who know me, this is probably redundant. Those who don't know me, this will be new for you. Before I get started with this, let me talk to you about people who I like in the film business and entertainment business. One person that comes to mind is Joe Bob Briggs, aka John Bloom. He did Monster Vision on TNT until about the year 2000. He does a lot of B movie reviews. Most of you have probably heard of him. You're into B movies, horror movies, drive-in classics. He always talks about the drive-in never dying. Um, Other people I like in Hollywood, Mickey Rourke, Bill Paxton. I could go on and on, but today we're going to talk, like I said, about Point Break. It was released in 1991, and it was directed by Catherine Bigelow, who was married to James Cameron at the time, I believe. And I thought this film was well done for its time. I think that it's a little dated if you look at it now. The production value is good. However, it's kind of a poor man's Heat. I think Heat's probably a better film, but for some reason I like this one more. I think because Patrick Swayze made the movie good. Keanu Reeves, I could take or leave him. I don't think he's a very good actor, but I think he worked in this movie. I'm not a surfer, but the surf scenes were well shot, well choreographed. What I thought was really cool about this movie was the love-hate relationship between Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze's character. Just to give you a brief idea about the movie, basically the premise, if you haven't seen it, is Patrick Swayze, I don't want to give too much away, Patrick Swayze may or may not be the leader of a gang. He was definitely the leader of a gang of surfers. He may or may not be the leader of bank robbers. And Keanu Reeves is an FBI agent trying to find men who are robbing banks using the ex-president's masks, Reagan, Carter, I think LBJ, and Nixon. So we know it's four men, and Gary Busey's in this movie as well. And trying to think of the guy's name who plays the boss of Gary Busey and Keanu Reeves. His name escapes me, but he's a good character actor. Darn it, his name escapes me, but I recommend the film. And again, I think that the movie really it has some plot holes. Like I said, it's sort of inferior to Heat in terms of it's inferior in terms of how do I word this? Heat didn't have the plot holes that this did, but they both have sort of similar premises. This came out first. I recommend both movies, but this is more of a guilty pleasure movie to some degree. I'm a big B movie fan, so this sort of I don't know. I wouldn't call it a B movie because it had a big budget, relatively big budget, but it's not going to be up for an Oscar, or was not up for an Oscar. I'm just looking at how much time I have. I think you have about 10 minutes for YouTube. But yeah, let's see. What else can I say about this movie? I give it a B minus. I like to grade movies rather than give thumbs up or thumbs down. I give it a B minus on a whole. I give it a B plus within the subgenre of action surf movies. One interesting point I should make about the film is that it originally was going to be casted. I believe Johnny Depp was a potential for the Keanu Reeves character Johnny Utah, and I think, or I know, him and Charlie Sheen were supposed to be possibilities for that role, and I'm not real big on those guys either, but So I don't think that would have made much difference. But I think the key is Patrick Swayze's character of Bodhi in this film. He's sort of a spiritualist, philosophical, and Keanu Reeves, I think, made the movie. I couldn't see the movie being made without anybody else. I don't want to compare this to. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to compare it to some classics, like Psycho, even though they're very different genres. But it's like you can't see Psycho being shot without Anthony Perkins. I can't see this movie being shot without Patrick Swayze. Although, of course, they did redo Psycho in '98. I believe the guy who did Drugstore Cowboy, Gus Van Sant, redid it, and it was a financial failure because it was an utter remake. Frame for frame I can't say that, frame for frame. Um, but I think if you casted somebody else in this movie, it probably would not have done as well. Maybe that's just my personal sort of opinion. But what else can I say about the film? Um, it was released in a time frame where I think the whole extreme elements. You hear a lot of extreme stuff now, but I think extreme had just started. Adrenaline junkies, that sort of thing. I think was relatively fresh at the time in terms of athletics and surfing, skydiving. I think it was fresh then. It was kind of so in the sense it was dated like perhaps Lawnmower Man is dated as well because of virtual reality was new then. It was the sort of the inception of virtual reality. So you see a movie like that, it's also sort of dated, decent production value, but again, these movies have sort of an expiration date to some degree. Um, but that would be a different topic. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on about the film, but I do recommend it. Here it is again. This is the Point Break Pure Adrenaline Edition. Well, I don't really know what that means, but it sounds impressive. So anyway, tune in again. My name is Charlie, and I will do another movie review in due time. Thank you. Have a good evening.